you been doing the zero waste lifestyle?
Okay. I think for me about a year or something like that. I think it started when I bought a metal straw, and then I was more aware of the zero waste lifestyle and how to reduce my carbon footprint and reduce my waste production.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For me also same. I think around the year, but then ever since like before, a few like recycling here and there, but not really like us now.
Yes.
It's not very consistent, like my zero waste lifestyle. Of course, there are still times when I'm still guilty of using plastic spoons, plastic straws, but ever since last year, I have been trying to minimize my use of those plastics. So I try my best to bring my own metal spoons, metal straws, and my own containers when it comes to taking out food.
Expound on your zero waste lifestyle. Like, what do you guys do?
Bring my own utensils, so you don't have to use, like, if a restaurant gives you plastic spoon and fork, and
Straws
and
also.
straws and
Tupperware.
Bring your own Tupperware.
Yeah, we bring our own Tupperware. Like, for example, we're gonna get takeout in like a fast food chain. It usually comes in like packages like plastic or
Cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard. So we hand them our Tupperware instead of getting the takeout. What else?
Bring your own jug.
Yeah, bring your own jug.
So you don't have to buy bottled water.
Yeah. We also do our eco bricks. Like we put our plastic waste into
Plastic bottle.
Yeah, plastic bottles.
Yeah. Then you donate it to.
Yeah.
Turn it over to whatever it's called.
yeah.
Where they collect eco bricks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We also bring like our own tote bags when we do our groceries or when we have to buy something.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to come in like packaging.
Yeah.
And
Like usually they use plastic bags.
Yeah.
So to prevent that, just bring your own bag.
Yeah. And we also support like the
Local business.
that promote like a zero waste lifestyle. So like we're looking into like the shampoo bars and because it's harmful, like the chemicals.
Yeah, and
other
also the
products
packaging that they use for traditional shampoos.
Yeah.
How can you influence others to do the same as you?
I think it helps to help make them understand or help them be more aware of the issue and how they can prevent it, so they'll be more interested. And I think lately it's sort of become a trend to be to have a zero waste lifestyle. So more people are starting to do it as well. Yes.
I think for me the best way to influence other people is to lead them by example. So if they see she's doing this, she's doing that, at some point they're gonna get curious and ask you, and then like Huichi said, to stir up the interest, and then you explain to them what it's really about and what it's really for.
Are you guys aware of the country's harmful contributions to the environment? Share what you know.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, the Philippines is like the third
Highest
producer of plastic like in the world. Yeah. And what else do we contribute?
I think in Metro Manila alone, there's like I don't know, like a 1,000 tons of waste every day.
Yeah. And also, not to mention Smoky Mountain. Right? Yeah. There's like a lot of trash like in Manila and in the Philippines also, because we don't like in our oceans. Segregate, recycle properly. And Manila Bay also. Yeah.
It's full of garbage.
Yeah. And we also like are mining the Baganon. Yeah. So yes. Many harmful
pollution in all aspects.
Yeah, in all aspects.
Yes, I am aware that the Philippines is one of the countries that contributes to the most pollution in the environment. I think I remember watching a video before that the Philippines is actually the top 3 like contributors when it comes to plastic pollution. Also, I remember reading before that due to so much oil spills, our country tends to harm the seas, the corals, oh my god, wait lang. So the living habitats of sea creatures.
How do you think the government should address this problem?
I think think we should have stricter rules and harsher implementation, because even only some parts of the Philippines, like for example Muntinlupa, it's
They ban
plastic.
plastic.
Yeah, they ban plastic, but like for example here in Manila, it's not banned. So it should be more of a nationwide approach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially since, I think the government should partner with like the organizations who actually know like how to approach the issue, because there are a lot of organizations nowadays that offer like coastal cleanups, and other activities that people can volunteer in, maybe the recycling in like maybe start in like barangays and stuff like that. And I think that the government should like partner up with them, because I feel like if the government gets involved, more people will listen, because of course it's the government, so they'll be like, oh, we should listen.
People will be more aware.
Yeah, and they're also raise awareness.
Yes.
Like like I said, partner with the people who actually know what they're doing, because nowadays it's so easy to say you're living a zero waste lifestyle when you're not actually. Like for example, the metal straws, nowadays people actually collect them, like, oh, I have this straw, I have this straw, I have this different kinds of straws. I think people are like starting to lose like the point of actually why we have metal straws. Like it's not for like it's not an accessory.
Purposes.
It's to lessen your plastic waste, so it's more than just a trend, it's like reducing like your single-use plastics and trying to reduce the waste that you produce. So
So for me, I feel like one of the ways that the government can address this, the problems in pollution here in this country, they can ban the single usage of plastic and have stricter regulation when it comes to the transport of oil to minimize or to prevent oil spills happening in our country. Thank you.
Do you think it's worth it, and what are the challenges of the zero waste lifestyle?
So the challenges, I think, for the zero waste lifestyle is that, of course, it's somehow less convenient to be carrying all this stuff with you, like the utensils, your own jug and stuff like that. And also, sometimes some people don't understand, especially some establishments. Like for example, if you ask like, oh, no plastic or no straw, they still give it to you.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
like, oh, it's kind of like
a norm for them.
And also it kind of puts your effort to waste.
Yeah.
Because even if you're exerting the effort to,
they're not.
Be zero waste.
And also it's hard because most of the things come in plastic packages nowadays. I actually didn't realize it before until I became more aware, because like if you go to a grocery, everything is packed in plastic, like from your meat to your fruits to everything. They literally put it in plastic containers, like everything. So it's hard to find like alternative ways to for these items ganon, because like you can there are not much stores that offer like
zero
with like no plastic packaging
free.
And also of course like some people like they kind of get confused. Like this one time we gave our Tupperwares and like they laughed at us because
they're like, oh,
they're like, huh? They didn't get like why we were doing it. So that's one of the things also, because people aren't really as aware of like what's happening and stuff.
And in the end, I think it'll be worth it because if you see, like now, the plastic we have on Earth is still the plastic from like, let's say 20 years ago. So plastic never really goes away. So I think the best we can do is try to reduce the amount of plastic that we make. Yes.
And even if like it may not seem like you're doing a lot, I think if everybody works together, to take care of your own plastic, I think in the end it'll, subside. And of course for the future also, because like if I'm not mistaken, if like by 2050 there will be more plastic than fish in our oceans. So if you, of course, like if we want the future generations also to experience what we experience now, it's worth it naman, since it's an investment. Yes. And of course this is the world we live in, so
might as well take care of it.
I think for me, the challenge is like, for example, I do bring my own Tupperwares, I bring my own metal straws, but even though yeah they do help the environment, it does tend to be inconvenient for me because I tend to have a lot on my bag, so my bag becomes heavier. Another is we're always surrounded by plastic, so it's very hard to avoid to buy something that has, especially if you're buying like let's say juice or soda, they always come in plastic bottles, so it's kind of hard to avoid them.
Do you think a zero waste lifestyle is worth it?
I do think it's worth it because despite the inconvenience, the fact that you know that you get to save the environment, you get to save the world. For me, like knowing that you can save the world is what tops the inconvenience. It's what makes the inconvenience worth it for me. Thank you.
Thanks.